DIY Intranet Part 3, reading from Excel files. So finally something that hopefully you are familiar with. Before we start, we need to change configuration on our XAMPP, and what you do is on the Apache line, click config, PHP ini, and you're gonna Control F, and you're going to search for ODBC. Now you need to find this line. There might be some others, but yeah, this is the most important one. It has a semicolon originally. What you want to do is remove the semicolon, save the file, Control S or file save, close the file, stop the service just to make sure, and start the service, and that's it. So now we can use ODBC connectors. So let's start with our usual db.net PHP library. So as you're already familiar with the SQLITE version from the previous tutorials, quote unquote, I created a new query that new function. This is late at night. That connects to an e-data bank. Okay, this is the ODBC name, and it tries to connect, and if it can't connect, it gives a connection failed. Then if it can't execute it, it gives an error in SQL, and this last bit grabs the actual data, stores it in data array, and spits it out. Okay, so the function accepts again SQL, connects to this particular ODBC connector, which I'm gonna create for you, and spits out the data. Super straightforward. So to create this e-data bank, I'm gonna press start, ODBC. Okay, I'm gonna use 64-bit because that's my XAMPP installation and that's my system. And I'm gonna press add and go with the Excel driver. This is gonna be super straightforward. Data, e-data bank. That's exactly what's here. Description optional, Excel version. I'm not sure if that matters. I'm using the XLS, the old versions. I'm gonna choose that, but I really don't think it'll make any difference. Now I want to find the file that stores the data, and I think there was one I created before. Yes, data bank XLS. Cool. So I'm gonna click OK. There's also another option that you can make it not read only, but for now we're gonna keep it nice and simple. So there you go, you got the e-data bank. Yeah, obviously there's no password, no username, that's why these are blank. Okay, let's move on to a Excel file reader little page that I have created. But before I go through this, I am just going to show you the actual Excel file. It has two sheets, I think. It has sales, which I have not populated yet with anything, but it's got the products. So we can see there are like few columns. So it's got the warehouse product, description and quantity. All of them quite self-explanatory, as you know, it's nothing crazy going on. So back to the code. You've seen this all before. You've seen the, create the header, require ones, the DB connect, so I can have access to this function that I want to run and extract data from Excel and show it on the screen. So similar stuff, select everything from, and this is the, if you haven't noticed, spreadsheet name, products. So I'm gonna close this because you can't have an Excel file open and read it at the same time. Yes, this might be a little limitation, but it is what it is for the time being. We'll address it, well, we kind of did, but we're gonna first go down this path and do some fun things with this, and later on maybe migrate certain things to other things. We'll see how it goes. So we create an array, so where we want the data to be stored. We run the add cell function and our query, which is grab everything from sheet products. Perfect. Here we iterate through the results, and each result will have a variable, a place to store. It's going to be an array, it doesn't matter, of item. So we're creating one line, and that one line has 4 entries, as you've probably seen. These correspond to the sheets top lines: warehouse, product, description, quantity. Yeah, and then just show me the table on the screen. Very straightforward. There's not much to do here apart from running it. Obviously you are familiar with this first page that I did for you, and this uses SQLITE, a little compact SQL server. So I'm gonna run the Excel part now, and boom, here we go. It has extracted the data from the Excel file. This should be quite fascinating for certain people, because now what I can do, I'm gonna add cov again and go with NL 550, and it's gonna be 150 millimeter nylon, whatever the hell that is, just whatever, and quantity will be 10. I'm gonna save that, use Excel format, the old one, close, refresh this page, and there you go. Here is an island. Obviously I can limit the selection, as you already probably have seen from the other example, or maybe not. I'm going to use a where statement where the warehouse equals gov. Save that. So now this little page will only get me all the entries that are a warehouse from Coventry. Here you go. This is like your super basic introduction to SQL, which you will not need much, just a few basics to get you going, and you can, create your I guess they're called pivot tables in Excel, but I am no expert on that topic. I'm sure there are some Excel gurus out there that just love pivot tables, extra formulas, maybe even some visual basic to enhance the experiences, and interface and fancy stuff. Yeah, I know it's possible, but I'm not gonna be doing that anytime soon. So there is this, and that's not something I wanted to open, but doesn't matter. Is there anything else I was supposed to show you in this little demo? No, I don't think so. I think that's kind of all. This is working. Oh, one thing to mention, that you're accessing this on your machine, but since this is web-based, you can access it on your entire network. So 7075 775. Since this is a web-based, you can see it hasn't been even adjusted for that. Since this is a web-based system, quote unquote, intranet, you can access it from anywhere on the network, as long as the device is obviously connected to the network. So your colleagues could even access this system of yours if you create some funky stuff, so you don't have to send them the Excel sheet and then they keep on sending to each other. Maybe you create a little NAS box when you store it, and then one person can read and write, and everyone cannot read at the same time. It becomes a big mess. as you probably know, and this allows anyone to access it using a browser. So yeah, I think that's it. Just a general overview of how to start slowly using Excel into this little DIY intranet thingy. And next time I think I'll convert this into a barcode label generating tool. This might be a bit too much for some people, but I think I'll just give it a shot just for kicks and just carry on with building on top of what I have here with, like, you know, products, sales, locations for the warehouse and other things, so we can see that I can build wrong click, a little tiny system that will help someone navigate and look up the products and stuff. So yeah, okay, I'm rambling now. It's literally 1:05 in the morning. Thank you for watching, and good night.